news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go.
Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from 5 freebies. It looks like Sonible just dropped a new plugin. I've got some deals for you guys today. But our top story today comes from Arturia, and it's a freebie. It's called EFX Refract. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you open up EFX Refract, it is going to look like this. This thing is basically a plugin that does unison, but then it has After Effects afterwards. So they call it refraction. Right here, you can change the number of voices in the sound, which is pretty solid. And then you have this modulation tool right here that will change the LFO, so it'll make it go back and forth. You could throw other effects on over here. So you have band pass, you have a comb filter, you have bit crusher, you have distortion, and then you have a harmonizer right here as well. And then down here, you have another modulation tool for whichever effect you decide to throw on. Over here, you have control of the LFO rate, and then the waveform right here, you can sync it up, or you can make it go time division. Over here, you have high pass input, low pass input, and then you have a dry wet signal. You have in and out. I'm going to play this on just a couple of instruments for you guys so you can hear what it sounds like. The first thing I'm going to play it on is this piano. So I have this piano loaded up, and the piano chords, they just sound like this. All right, some basic chords, but once we throw EFX Refract on there, we can get this thing to sound like this. So with all those voices, it kind of gives it like a chorus effect. We can turn those down or up. I'll turn those up as I push play. We also have control of the amount right here. So if I was to turn this modulation up, it's going to make this thing move right here. And then you can control the speed and the waveform over here as well. So you see you get different waveforms. So it's pretty solid. Then over here, you're going to get effects. So we'll just go ahead and throw this band pass on first. So as you can see there already, you can get it to do some cool stuff. You can mess with the resonance too as well. And then you also have control of the cutoff. And you can also mess with the modulation down here as well. You get different effects in this thing, so we'll go ahead and go to the comb filter next. So we'll go ahead and put this modulation right here, and then we can mess with the waveform, and it'll make it sound a little different. Then you can also mess with the input over here, the high pass and the low pass. And then you still have more effects over here as well. So you have bit crusher you can throw in here. So that's pretty solid. You can turn up the bit depth if you want to. Then you also have distortion. So that could be pretty fire. You have different distortion types down here as well. So that's not bad. And then over here as well, you have a harmonizer. This is pretty solid. Then with the harmonizer, you can mess with the octaves. So you can make it minor ninth, minor seventh, major, all that good stuff. So you can make it sound hella crazy. Over here, you have different presets. So you got just all kinds of different stuff over here. So it's not bad at all. You can also throw this thing on some vocals. So I have it on some vocals right here. This is what the vocals sounded like with the EFX refract off.
Easier said than done. No, don't go, no. No.
Now, once I throw this EFX refract on there, we can get it to sound like this.
Easier said than done. No, don't go, no.
And then there's a bunch of different presets in here that you can mess with. So you can mess with some of these pitch ones and get it to sound different.
Easier said than done. No, don't go, no. No, 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 no. Easier said than done. No, don't go, no. No, 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 no.
And then you can also throw this thing on stuff like an 808. So this is what the 808 sounds like before I threw it on there. All right, but then once we throw it on there, we can get it to sound like this. And then we can turn like distortion on this thing, and we can really get it to sound a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So on almighty 808, we can mess with the modulation a little bit. So that's pretty solid. You can mess with the different kinds of distortion. You can also throw bit crush on here if you want to. Get it to sound a little different. Then the last thing I threw it on were some drums. So the drums sound like this before I threw the EFX refract on there. All right, now once we throw the EFX refract on there, we can come over here. Let's find a preset real quick. So let's go to one of these distortion ones, and let's see what this sounds like. So just widen those drums out. It sounds pretty dope. And then there's a whole bunch of different presets. You can just go through all these presets and get different sounds. So definitely a solid plugin. I definitely recommend checking this one out. It's pretty dope. In breaking news, it looks like Baby Audio has just dropped a free plugin for us as well. Looks like an absolute banger. Looks like it's the XY Access from iHeart New York 2. It's called Beat Slammer. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you open up Beat Slammer, it is going to look like this. And basically this is just the XY Access from iHeart New York compression. So that's like a New York style compression that really slams and drives drums, but you can throw it on anything. I put it on some drums. I'm gonna let you hear what the drums sound like in the beat before it's playing, and then I'm gonna turn it on in the middle so that you guys can hear what it sounds like.
Easier said than done. Easier said than
So as you guys can hear there, it definitely made the drums smack a little bit more. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna just turn this all the way up, and then I'm gonna mess with it in the XY axis so you can hear what it sounds like. And then I'm gonna turn off the melody and everything so you can hear what it sounds like, just me using this plugin. But I'm gonna go ahead and push play. And I'm gonna go ahead and bypass it first and then turn it on again.
Easier said than done. Easier said than
So as you can see there, it's definitely giving the drums a lot more oomph. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everything but the drums here for just a second, and then we're gonna check it out in action a little bit more. So with this thing, again, this is what these drums sound like just by themselves. So as you can see there, this is a really solid tool in order to make your drums smack. Throw this on the drum bus again, because this is for parallel processing of your drums. So you don't want to put it directly on the drums. You want to send all your drums to an insert or a bus, and then throw this on there, and boom, immediately you can get your drums to smack. Our next story today comes from Sonible. It looks like Sonible has just dropped Smart EQ 4. If you're not aware of what Smart EQ is, basically it is an AI-powered EQ that will take your sound and basically EQ it for you. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, Sonible has released Smart EQ 4, the latest update to their intelligent equalizer, enhancing its spectral mixing and multi-track unmasking capabilities. Let's take a look at some of the things that it does. It looks like it has an advanced smart filter technology for spectral balance across single tracks, buses, or entire mixes, and intelligent cross-channel processing. Simplified spectral mixing with the group view, allowing up to 10 tracks to be arranged in an unmasking hierarchy. So what they're saying is basically you can put 10 EQs on 10 different tracks. So one on the drums, one on the bass, one on the piano, one on the guitar, one on the vocals, so on and so forth. And then you can basically have Smart EQ take care of all the EQing of all the sounds, and it'll do a good job of basically unmasking sounds like mid frequencies from a piano, so the vocals will fit in a little better, so on and so forth. A remote control functionality to adjust multiple tracks within the same group. A variety of profiles tailored for instrument, speech, and mixes categories by genre, along with the ability to create custom profiles from reference tracks. Enhanced dynamic controls for regular filters, including threshold, ratio, attack, and release. Options for processing modes and filter, in smart filter, including track, group, and track group. Features like auto gain, comprehensive mid-side processing, smart states, and a customizable learning time for the smart filter. So basically what I've read more about this is that the more that you use it, the more that it's going to get accustomed to EQing the stuff that you make. So like, let's say you can pick the sound. So if you have a guitar, you can pick, I want a guitar EQ on it. And then the more that it messes with it, the better the AI is supposed to get. Definitely super solid. I'm going to get my hands on this and I'm definitely going to do a full review on it. Sonible makes nice stuff. I've done some reviews on some other Sonible products in the past. I've covered them on the newscast before. Great company. Shout out to them for making this product for us. The next story I have for you guys today is another freebie. This one comes from Rhodes. It looks like they took out the VariPan section of their VRAC and made a freebie with it. It's called VPan. Let's go ahead and check this out. So when you open up VPan, it is going to look like this. Yes, this is as big as the plugin gets, but that's all good because it only has a few different controls. Basically what this does is gives you a pan effect back and forth like you hear on a lot of electric pianos. I currently have it on the piano that I played originally. This is what that piano sounded like again without VPan on it. All right, now once I throw VPan on there, I can get it to sound like this. All right, and so with this, you get different waveforms right here. You get smoothing, slew, and then the rate of the panning. So that's pretty solid. You can mess with the smoothing over here. You got control over slew right here. And then you also have control over your rate right here. And then on the outside of that, you have your depth. You can use that on a lot of other instruments as well, just to give your beat a little different flavor. Up next, I've got another freebie for you guys today. This one comes from To Be Played Music. It is a free reverb and it's called Slim Verb. When you open up Slim Verb, it is going to look like this. It's a slimmed down version of their full reverb. This thing right here is supposed to model an analog reverb machine. This thing does sound pretty nice. I'm not even going to hold y'all, but when you go to get this one, it's only free until December 25th. You have to enter in code SLIMFREE at checkout. I'll leave that below in the description. With this one though, I have it on a vocal. The vocal sounds like this before I threw the Slim Verb on there.
Easier said than done. No, don't go.
And then once I threw the Slim Verb on there, I got it to sound like this.
Easier said than done. No, don't go, no.
So that reverb sounds nice to me. With this, they do have a little bit of drive that you can add on there so you can make the reverb a little dirty.
Easier said than done. No, don't go, no. No, 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 no. Easier said than done.
So not bad at all. You have mid-side processing on this reverb as well. Then you just have the typical reverb controls, but it definitely sounds pretty good. They have some presets over here that you can check out too as well. Got this vocal drive.
Easier said than done. No, don't go, no. No, 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 no. Easier said than done. No, don't go, no. No, 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 no. Easier said than
And then with this reverb as well, I threw this on these piano, just the top melody. So the top melody sounds like this, initially without slim verb on there. So super bland, but once I threw the slim verb on there, I got it to sound like this. Super solid, in my opinion there, with that drive on there. Definitely a nice reverb. I would recommend grabbing this as well. And up next, I've got some deals for you guys today. There's been a lot of holiday season deals going on. I've kind of laid off them since Black Friday, but I wanted to bring some to your attention because they are going to go away pretty soon. So the first deals that I have for you guys today, they come from Zounds. Y'all already know I love me some Zounds. Zounds is a great place where musicians can get gear. You may not have the money for the gear right now, but you might be able to get the gear that you're looking for with no credit check. Just set up the payment plans with them, no background check, and boom, you've got the gear that you need. Today, I'm just going to talk about some stuff that I have that I think is solid, and it's all on sale. So the first deal that I have for you guys today comes from Warm Audio. It is the WA73. So this right here models the Neve 1073 preamp. It is a fire preamp. I meant to bring it. I was gonna bring all the equipment here and show you guys. Maybe I'll touch back on this one more time by the end of the month. But this thing is free until the 29th of December. So right here, this is a great preamp for your microphone to record into. It sounds wonderful. I am not capping. I absolutely love this. One of my favorite pieces of gear. This right here, you can get with no credit check. So it's just definitely a solid addition to any studio, especially if you're looking for a preamp. It's $100 off currently. Normally it's $7.99. Right now it's $6.99. They're also still having this deal on the sequential Take 5 analog synthesizer. I've just recently got this synthesizer, so I think I got it like on the 1st of the month or something like that. Fire synthesizer might be my favorite new synth. And again, I'm not just saying that to say it. I love my Hydra synth. I love my Modi X. I love all my synths. But this Take 5 is just wonderful to play. It's $150 off right now. So this is currently going to be at this price until the 29th of December. A wonderful synthesizer. If you have some money laying around, it's a good first synth. It's a good second synth. It's just a great synth. 5 voices polyphony. It's analog. Again, the filter on this thing sounds wonderful. Very good synthesizer. The next deal I have for you guys today comes from Universal Audio. They are currently offering the Sphere DLX for $12.99 still. It's normally $14.99, so it's $200 off. This is a great modeling microphone. You guys have seen it in a ton of videos here in the past. Another thing that I absolutely love. And with this, you'll also get $299 worth of free plugins. You're gonna get the UAD Essentials Edition plugin bundle, so that's not bad at all. The last deal that I have from Zounds is a Novation Bass Station 2. Look, I just got one of these last week. This thing is fire. It's an oldie, but it's definitely a goodie. It's $50 off currently. Basically, this thing is great for leads. It's great for basses. It's a great analog synthesizer. Another piece of equipment I would definitely recommend if you've been thinking about getting it. And the 5th freebie that I have for you guys today is a delay plugin. This delay plugin does a whole lot of stuff. It's called Trailbender. When you open up Trailbender, it's gonna look like this. As you see here with the presets, it's got all kinds of stuff from like granular, reverse, different modulations, pitch shifts, just all kinds of different stuff, saturation. I've only kind of barely used it, so I'm not gonna really go through all the dials, but I'm gonna let you hear what some of the presets sound like. So this is what the piano sounded like before I put Trailbender on there. So it sounds pretty dry, but this is what it's gonna sound like in the old radio mode. So you got different emulations from digital to analog. I mean, as you guys can see there, you can do a whole lot with this reverb. And then they have like stuff like reverse. You know, you got granular over here. So it's just a solid delay. I would check it out. It's really good for sound design or just getting some crazy sounds with your stuff. I know I just used it on a piano melody, but you can imagine it's gonna sound good on whatever you throw it on. And the last story I have for you guys today are just some more deals. These deals are going to come from Plugin Boutique. The first deal I have for you guys today comes from SSL. SSL is offering plugins for up to 94% off. So they're offering this X-Phase for $9.99, this X-Comp, which is a fire compressor, for $19.99, which is 89% off. X-EQ2 for $32, very solid EQ plugin. X-Saturator for 86% off. X-Echo for 85% off. X-Delay for 85% off. X-Valve for $24.99, which is 79% off. And then X-Limit and X-Gate for 76 and 74% off. The next deal I have comes from Universal Audio. It looks like they are still running these sales for just a little bit. So if you missed out on the signature bundle, is obviously the one I'm going to recommend because this has everything in there. And then it definitely has the Avalon 737 preamp in there, which is one of my favorite plugins. I believe that's also over here though, over here. In this bundle right here. So, you know, you're gonna get a ton of different plugins in these bundles. I've gone through this before, but you're gonna get all this stuff in the bundle. So, you know, these plugins typically cost like $99 to $300. As you can see, this one's 66% off, so it's $300 typically. But if you grab one of these bundles, you can just get it, you know, without having to spend $300, and you're gonna get all this stuff in there. Like, you're gonna get all these plugins in there, and they're just all fire. They make solid stuff. I've gone over this a bunch, so I'm not gonna go into it in detail. Up next, Sound Toys has a holiday sale. Some over here, you got Crystallizer, it's 80% off. You got Filter Freak, 73% off. Decapitator for 60% off. If you've been interested in any of the plugins from Sound Toys, you can come over here and grab them right now. You can check out the bundle. The bundle is 44% off. It's $306, and then you can get the effect rack for $218. The next deal I have for you guys is just an electronic dance bundle from Native Instruments. You guys know I've been getting into house music a little bit more, so I'm kind of rocking with some of this stuff. So this Utopia, I believe, is $99 by itself. So you're gonna get Creative Kick and Bass right here with track 1. You're gonna get Feel It, which is house tones. And then you're gonna get Utopia, which is pretty solid. I just used that the other day. And then the last deal I have for you guys is just, I talked about this in the video I dropped yesterday, but all of these Native Instrument sales, they're only good for a couple more days. So if you're thinking about cross-grading or getting on with Native Instruments, any of these complete bundles, now would be the time to grab them. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn, hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some, hit the keys.